everybody, and welcome to another episode of Peteman Reviews. Now, we're on to the penultimate part of the Combiner Wars Unite Warriors variant of the Stunticons, which leaves us with their leader, Motormaster. Now, Motormaster himself is a redeco of the Combiner Wars variant of Optimus Prime. That said, it's quite an extensive remoulding for him. The whole trailer it's actually very reminiscent of Galvatron in the movie Age of Extinction, or in Nemesis Prime from Transformers Prime. Now, Nemesis Prime is probably the closer one that's more accurate, as in a way, Motormaster was meant to be almost Optimus Prime's Nemesis. Now, it never really quite played out like that, but that's how they originally set him up to be. Shame he doesn't have a trailer. It would be quite nice if you could buy a trailer, either a third party or something, but equally you could argue the original G1 didn't kind of make sense in the fact that it was always implied that Menasau's head was his cab, but his cab was actually his feet. So his mind kind of went from his head, which became the rear of the trailer, to his feet, which became his cab, which is a little bit odd, but this kind of gets away from that by just having the cab, but it is still a little bit odd not to see Menasau without his trailer. Now, in terms of weapons, he comes with a gun and a sword. The gun will slot into a gap here. It's not really meant to, but because there are a couple of holes there. But he does actually slot into it. There's very, very limited movement. So I don't know if it's meant to lock, but hey, it fits and goes there. The sword doesn't have a home, unfortunately, when he's in trailer mode, so you might have to just leave it on the side or something. Bit of a shame, he's the only Stunticon where there isn't anywhere to slot the weapons when he's in all mode. Right, we'll just pop that out. So in terms of articulation, in terms of trailer mode, it's very good. All the wheels work. They are big wheels, but it feels the right sort of proportions here. Detailing on the front is particularly good. See, with a nice little Decepticon badge, a proper grille. You know, even the mouldings for the little pulleys there. It is a very good mould. Obviously, I know they've spent all the money on the leader figure, as was common, let's face it, with all of them. But he is a particularly good version. A particularly good mould to use. Now, it's a little bit chunky in the way he transforms because obviously Menasau is contained within Motormaster. So you've got Menasau's chest, you've got the body of Menasau, and you've also got Menasau's head, as well as all his Motormaster forms as well. So you do end up with quite a bulky robot. So we'll go over that now and see what you think. So as you'd expect, you've got the legs at the back here. Whether you're transforming Optimus Prime or Ultra Magnus or anybody with robots, the legs are always the back here. So that's the feet, like so. Obviously we're not done, not by a long way, but that just gives you an idea of where his back is there. Now the whole rear of the trailer here, you can kind of see that you've got the waist underneath here, and you've got all the arms here. So what we need to do is we need to start to disconnect them all. Easier said than done. Now, if you've seen Convoy or Masterpiece Optimus Prime, it's very similar. Where you've got the fold down part here now to produce the kind of the waist, but also to produce the light element. They've just taken this idea directly from the Masterpiece model and put it on the regular model. Makes sense, doesn't it? Okay, so these will then all pop apart like this. So it's kind of a false cab in a way, in that these parts just come apart fully to put the windows at the back, like so. And while this obviously doesn't look anything like a cab, it gives the impression with the purple on it that the way it's modeled like that. It's also I'm talking garbage, but it does hark back very much to the G1 model, where of course, as I said before, the cab became his feet. Okay, so now that that's out of the way, he can straighten up. Just pop that back there because it's out of the way. Now the arms are already out. You do need to rotate it round so that you've got the grille that side there, because otherwise his arms are the wrong side. Yes, that's already down and out of the way. So same thing here. I've already flipped that back. Now you see the hands are already out, but again you just need to rotate this all, because otherwise you have those in the wrong place. Oh, that's interesting, that's not flipping round. There we go, just on a stiff ratchet joint, so that you've got... It gives him quite bulky forearms, but it's the only way to get the hands in the right place. Now for the head. Now, head's slightly unusual in this one, is it's kind of a pop-up grill. So you pop it on that side and the whole thing flips up like that to reveal Motormaster's head. Okay, and he is done. Now, I'm going to give him his sword, or rather his gun, I should say, in one hand, and he will happily hold his sword in the other. It's a pretty good looking toy. Now he's got all the articulation you would expect of a new Transformer toy. Knees, legs. I suppose I didn't really mention that with the last couple of reviews. To be honest, you do kind of expect it now. I do mention it every now and then because it's nice to see it, and I'm from an era when Transformers articulated had nothing. They were the brick. Head is a very good mould here. It's very, very reminiscent of the original Motormaster, both from the comics and the cartoon. More the comic than perhaps the cartoon series, with the blockiness of it. He has good articulation with his head and the sculpt for that. The whole thing, the colour scheme, it is absolutely brilliant. It looks just like Motormaster should look. He's got the bulk to him, and he works. Now, you see what I mean about the back? This is the Menasor part, which is why it sticks out at the back. It kind of gives the impression that he's wearing a backpack, so it's not too obstructive, but it does kind of give that impression. The whole design does hark back quite significantly to the original look of him. Now, bear in mind this is a mould of Optimus Prime. You wouldn't know it to look at it. It looks and feels like it's made for Motormaster. Perhaps the legs are the only bit that are obviously more Optimus Prime than Motormaster. I'm not sure how they could have got around that, because if you have a false cab to be his feet, you've got to put it somewhere in robot mode, in alt mode, and it wouldn't work. So he sits very well when we compare him with Dragstrip there. He's significantly taller than him. You'd expect that from the leader. They always are significantly taller. It does make him somewhat now out of scale with Red Alert. Though, compared with, let's move him out of the way, with Darkwing, that actually feels like a pretty decent scale. So he's more a scale with some of the larger original releases than he is with the smaller guys. But overall, you know, it's not something that you look at it and go, oh, that's obviously not part of the same family. It still feels like part of the same family with that. Smooth those guys out of the way so I don't knock them over. Just a bit word on here. Detailing on here is particularly nice. So it's obviously got the screw which holds together, but they've kind of made a feature of it. With on this side at least, the Decepticon logo, and then some more detail in here. So that side doesn't have the Decepticon logo, but it blends in well with the detail in here. It's nice to see, and there's not that many robots that have that. Again, that detailing is continued on here, so you can tell they put the effort in on him. It's a shame that, you know, someone like poor old Dragstrip didn't perhaps quite get that same level. Because it's nice some bits on it, there's a logo on that, but this bit is where it's kind of lost a little bit. If that was all yellow, perhaps that would be a bit better. So hey, I guess that's why he's a leader. That's why you pay the extra money for it, so they've got that time to put the sculpt on him. Definitely worth picking up. Obviously you're going to have all 5 of them, but Motormaster is definitely worth getting by himself, just because of the level of detailing on him. Okay, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you on the final part of this series, where we'll see how we combine all the Stunticons together to make Menasor. Thank you very much for watching. Goodbye.